Since I was born in the Philippines, I become so indifferent to my surroundings. It's like I didn't even realize the poverty and everything. But after going to this trip, it has really blessed me. It has opened my eyes and has made me realize how much God loves all of us. There's hope. There's still hope. And for me, I also feel, at first I feel hopeless, because of our government system, that God never forgets, and it reminds me that God will do something. It makes me realize how grateful and how blessed I am.
When I got there, I saw the child feeding center is in a little bamboo hut by the beach, and you'd expect, when you say the word beach, you know, in Hong Kong you expect a little bit of trash on the beach, but this was a lot of trash, and it was all over the beach, right next to where these hungry kids were getting fed. Filth, just packed right up to the living quarters. It's just shocking to see that they live in those kind of conditions.
The most memorable moment of the trip was, in fact, what you see here, the very first sight of the slum in Bacolod. What you see here is a slum with a lot of houses. It's flooding all over the time. You see they're made of bamboo with a rotten basement. They're tilting like they're almost falling over. The roofs are leaking, and to realize that people are living here, we are living in Hong Kong or elsewhere, and to realize that we are really lucky and really blessed, well, that really makes me feel that we have a mission, and we have a mission to go there and to also take care of other people.
I was on this trip before, last year, but it was very different then. There was this girl named Ginger. She was very shy last year. She completely ran away and didn't want to know. I saw her again this year. She was totally the opposite. So this time she was very welcoming. She was really warm. So I'll never forget that. And the second magical moment was when we had a choir the last night. They were just amazing. They're singing for their lives, on top of their voices. No word can describe that.
This choir, they actually sang to us, and one of their songs, right, was "Please give me wings to fly." And I was just saying to God, like, please God, like, can you give these children not even only wings to fly, but can you just give them like wings like eagles so they can soar and have freedom? I have a lot of freedom. But these kids, where they come from, they don't actually have much freedom due to their upbringing.
For myself, the most memorable incident is meeting Shrem, an 8-year-old little boy with cleft palate. He lives in one of the slum villages we're trying to rebuild, and I gave him his very first pair of pants and shoes. And to him, that was the most precious toy because he had discovered pockets, and he thought it was the most fun in the world to fill all his pants pockets with pebbles.
I kind of expected the trip to be very similar to last year where I went. There was one time when we completely missed a school that we were supposed to go to, and I felt bad about that. But my team members, or our team members, they really came through and just used those school supplies to minister to the kids near our building site. So I thought that was a great eye-opener, just to see how we could just be flexible and do ministry wherever we are.
So we were at one of the construction sites, and there were a lot of little kids that would help us out. And there was this one girl called Eden, and she was very quiet, but she was just following us around and passing bricks to us and helping us fill in the holes with mud. And I didn't really pay a lot of attention to her because I was actually talking to one of the older girls. At the end of the day, we were heading home, and right when we left, she kind of reached out her hand and took my hand. And at that moment, I was so touched. I guess it shows that God works in unexpected ways, and we just can't underestimate what He can do.
Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God.
I think returning to Bacolod for a second time, I didn't have the expectation that anyone was going to remember me because I just wanted to manage my expectations. So I didn't want to get my hopes up that anyone would remember me. But I went back to the Riverside community, and a girl just kind of ran up to me and kind of like, you know, threw her arms open and just ran to me. And it was really special because like it kind of showed how much we impact them even though we might not know it. Her being so excited to see me just kind of, she really showered me with love.
There were two things which struck me especially about this trip. Just first, everyone we met, they had this incredible sense of inner joy. To me, that was just such a reminder that really our life in this world is not dependent on material things, but just this inner sense of peace that God gives us.
I'm coming back to the heart of worship. It's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus.
The second thing which struck me a lot was the optimism that we met in everyone. Just this sense of optimism and joy for the future that is to come. And I think it's such a recognition that even though this world is in decay, we can look very much forward to the life that is to come.
I have been to the Philippines before in 2005 and 2006, and what I remember from the previous trips is that I've seen lots of slums, a lot of people who were very poor. I felt very sad and sorry for them. What has changed my view this time after this trip is that although I still see lots of slums, but I also see slums gradually being converted into proper houses. And I see kids being taught of Bible scripture, I see sick people getting healed.
Someone who meant so much to me was this guy I met. His name was Bamboo. Really buff, burly guy. The first year we helped him build his house. And the second and third year he was always there, always willing to give me a bike ride to the bus, even though it wasn't far away. Always giving a little hand, and with joy, with happiness, he wanted to help us because we have helped him. He had the joy of serving in him, and it really meant a lot to me. And he was always working hard. So
honestly, I was a bit spiritually dry before I went on the trip, and I was thinking, I was praying to God. I said, how can I give? He didn't give me an answer, and then on the trip, I actually felt very rejuvenated by my team members. We're having a lot of fun time sharing, and it's just honesty working together. And also by the people we met on the trip, the children with their very generous smiling faces, adults welcome us with open hands. It's my second time, so I saw familiar faces, and they all remember your name, which is really amazing.
New market cup. No, new market.
What I realized was here we come from Hong Kong where we're supposedly rich and they're supposedly poor coming from Bacolod. But in God's kingdom, we'll probably be serving these people.
Overall, I would say I see hope in this place. God is doing great work there.
we can say that these trips are a waste because we're not professional builders and we're not professional ministers. But the connection that we build is something that actually is eye-opening for us, and we believe is eye-opening for the people who are in the slums in the Philippines.
God can use us. Just do whatever you can, and God will do the rest.
I find that they love the Lord so much with what they have, and it's equally as much of a blessing for me.
It's not so much what I can do, it's actually what they have done for me, that God has rejuvenated me through these people and blessed me through them.
At least I hope you come here thirsty and walk away quenched.
So go and try a mission trip. Yeah, it will really change your life.
Find a mission. Find somewhere where you can share God's love. It really will change you. And it'll change the people that you touch too.
If you have a chance, and you really have a chance, because IECC is doing a lot of mission trips, just go.
Who was the person that impacted me the most during the Philippines trip? It will be you, because you weren't there. You're sitting there watching us going to the Philippines trip. Look at the kids. If you were there, we'll be making impacts towards each other spiritually, and of course, making friends. Look at Philippines, there's so many poor people out there. But if you were there, I'll be impacted by what you're doing.